All right, another one where judging comes into it is the Halberg Awards have been resolved since we spoke. Overall winner Lydia Ko surprised many.
Of course, surprised me, and it surprised the people I respect who know about sport. It surprised all of us a lot. I mean, I love Lydia Ko. I think she's a wonderful advertisement for New Zealand, and I think she's going to be a fantastic player, and she's already very good. But let's face it, in 2013 she won no world event. There are 5 world titles in golf, in women's golf in a year, 5 majors. If she'd won one of those, she'd have walked into that award and everyone would have said fine. She had 5 chances. Lisa Carrington had 1 chance in the kayaking and won her world title and was unbeaten in her specialist event. Exactly the same with Valerie Adams. She won the world shot put title and was unbeaten all year. It's grossly unfair that one of those two didn't win that award. I think there's a bit of Val Adams fatigue in the among the judges, which is childish, and that needed to be talked through, but of course the judges don't meet now, so it's all done by email, so there's no chance for a robust discussion and for some explanations to be made. It's a poor voting system and we got a poor result.
How the question asked of me by people that questioned the result was, how does an All Black win it on his own now? Because I think you got to go back to Wilson Winrose, the last one, because you seem to be penalised by being in a team environment.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? I mean, you couldn't imagine a hockey player, an individual hockey player winning it, or an individual rower in a team of 8 winning it, that's for sure. I know in 1995, Keith Quinn and I voted for Jonah to win the overall award. He had that fantastic World Cup, scored 4 tries in 1 match, and it's fantastic. And we said it would be impossible for a rugby player to make more impact, and it was at a World Cup and so on. And we were outvoted 13-2 because it was the year that the America's Cup, Team New Zealand won the America's Cup. So they looked at us and said we were mad. I still think Jonah should have won it myself, but there you go.
All right, I'll throw a name out. Brendan McCullum. Now here you've got someone who's had superb individual achievement but plays in a team sport. Is it the same for cricket where it's so measurable as an individual thing?
Well, cricket's really a team sport made up of 11 individual performances, isn't it? It's not a team sport in the same way as hockey, and it's certainly not a team sport in the same way as a rowing 8. It's very easy to measure in cricket, I feel.
So do you put that, do you give him a chance? I mean, when you look at the rest of the year, there's Commonwealth Games medals that are a prospect. When unlikely to win a major tennis or golf open, he'd have to be a chance.
Yeah, I think Lydia Ko is the only one that can beat him. Val Adams is going to win the Commonwealth Games gold, and that's not going to do it, obviously. She wins a world title and it doesn't do it. There's no one else on the horizon. The only one I see is Ko. Because she gets 5 chances to win a major and she's very good. She's knocking at the door, so she could do it. But he would certainly be the sportsman of the year, and I think he'll probably be the Halberg winner already. We already know, and we knew it in February.
With Ko winning a women's major, I'm just trying to sort of place that against other achievements. How high is that up on the scale?
It's pretty high because we've never done it, so it doesn't come around that often. We've never had a women's golfer anywhere near winning a major, so it's very big. In all that men's golf, with all our good golfers, we've only had 2 to win majors, so I would place it very high. Having said that, McCullum's was a fine innings too. It would be a good discussion if they ever had a discussion.
And the other thing we spoke about briefly pre-tournament was pre-nines in Auckland. Looked like a success to me from afar.
Looked great. In fact, huge lessons for the Wellington Sevens, who did not have a sellout crowd, had more misbehaviour than ever. Then the Nines went off so well. Big lessons. I wouldn't be surprised if the Sevens got taken away from Wellington in a couple of years' time.
The thing with the Nines, it did seem to be about the league more, didn't it? There seemed to be more people interested in actually what was going on in the field and the big names they drew.
Yeah, it's got a big advantage though, doesn't it? Because a lot of the rugby league followers in New Zealand follow the NRL, so they know the top players. Not just the superstars, but they know all the top players. So they're over here playing in this tournament, and it's fine. With the Sevens, nobody, I don't care how passionate a rugby player you are, would know who the Kenyan Sevens team is, or even the England Sevens team, they wouldn't know all those players. So there's no star power whatsoever with the Sevens. It's only the result you're interested in, really. Whereas with the nines, yeah, those you follow those players and you know them, and so it's more interesting.
And just one other matter about Wellington that slipped my mind was at the Phoenix. Are they going to move? Are they going to stay? I hear there's talk of building a stadium out at Petone, and that has logistical problems for me.
It's ridiculous. We're going to build two stadiums. We have two stadiums 13 minutes apart. We can't fill one, so let's build another one. It's madness. And what would happen if the Phoenix actually got a following because they played a good season and their crowds were big? They'd go back to the Wellington Stadium anyhow to accommodate the crowds. It's just a bit of an ego trip for one of the owners, Gareth Morgan, actually.
You see, good or bad for the team. I know it's nice to have the money, but the hands-on approach doesn't always work for an owner.
Oh, there he was in his tracksuit coaching the team last year, virtually, certainly figuratively, elbowing Ricky Herbert aside so he could coach the team. No, I think he should get back onto his anti-cat campaign and leave the footballers to worry about football.
Two recent inductees to the Hall of Fame, Sarah Ulmer and Jonah, of course, we mentioned earlier. But should there be more?
Yes, it's a funny thing. It's the way the Hall of Fame set it up now. They pay the Hellberg Trust a considerable amount of money to have a 5-minute window during the Hellberg's awards evening, and they induct two for every year. I don't know what the voting process is. I don't think it's very transparent at all, actually. It just seems to be at the discretion of the people running the Hall of Fame. When I was running it, we used to have a meeting around a table and everyone put their hand up, have a long voting process with a lot of argument, and I always think that's the best way to do it. So I'm looking through people like Barbara Kendall is not in the Hall of Fame. Russell Coates is not in the Hall of Fame. Would Eric Rush go in, our greatest sevens player? I mean, there are a lot of people now who have fallen by the wayside. Funnily enough, there are a phenomenal number of athletes have gone in the last few years. Mike Ryan, Barry McGee, Bill Bailey, the 1975 cross-country team, Anne Ordain, Lorraine Moller, Alison Rowe. I mean, athletics is very well served. So whoever's running the thing obviously likes athletics a lot. I think it needs another look, and let's do justice to it. After all, it is the New Zealand Sports Hall of Fame.